I'm on my way out to explore this small Enduro haven that I've just touched upon before. So come along and let's explore this Enduro haven together. It's a small area with like 10 tracks. Kind of short tracks, but still 10 tracks. I've raced on like 2 or 3 of the tracks earlier. And I've ridden another 2 or 3 tracks, but I think I only discovered like half of it, so. Let's see what Trail Forks can do for us. Let's go up here and see if we can find them. Looks kind of steep and rocky, but... Alright, so I just walked up this blue trail called the Ravine. Let's try it out. There's a drop to the left there, but I shaken out on it. Oh, nothing in my legs today. Down here, there's basically just some bermy stuff. And a bit of a chunk, I guess. You could just straight line this, but what's the point in that? Someone has made berms to a drop. So there should be a red trail starting at the same place called the Frame Breaker. That sounds exciting, right? All right, this is the end of the Frame Breaker. Let's walk up it, and this seems familiar though. I think I've actually raced this stage. So from what I understand, this is the spot that gave the name of this trail, the Frame Breaker Trail. Some guy dropped after this. You're landing in an uphill, crack, frame snapped at the head tube, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just telling stories as I've heard them. I wasn't there. This is something I remember as the gnarliest spot on this track. It may not look like much on camera, but this stuff, it's steep, and if it's wet like today, there's no braking here. You just gotta roll. And then down to a really hard compression down here. It's easy to get thrown on the bars, to just panic and fail, but this is what it looks from the top. All right, so I'd say that this is a quite sketchy track in the wet. This uphill is just the worst. It's strange how you can be so damn tired already after like 150 meters of riding. I guess it just proves that this is a really physical track. Coming up on that steep part. Kind of terrified. Yeah, this is some sketchy stuff in the wet. No frame cracked. Lots of sniper routes. Now let's see what else there is out there. The Ace. All right, let's see if we can find it. I mean, these trails are all over here. Something coming down here, small berm into a jump. Or you go down there, also into a jump, it seems like. Oh, people have built stuff here. But let's try and find the stuff that's on Trail Forks to begin with. This part looks challenging. I mean, this section is chunky to say the least. sharp corner, chunky rocks, and some wet roots in the middle to make it exciting. Okay, so put your front wheel between the roots. Then you need to set up high, or at least I would need to set up high around that root, really way outside, to get around that corner. Yeah, I think it's doable, but then again, when you're sitting on top of your bike at the top of the chute, it always looks more scary. Trying out the Ace. So I guess all tracks here kind of have the same profile. It starts with kind of flowy, rolling stuff into some quite nasty, chunky, steep stuff, and then ends with some, then it flattens out and people have built some berms and jumps. That's kind of every track here in a nutshell. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because they're still quite varied. Although this top part of every track really drains you from energy, so you're super tired. It's really short tracks with not a lot of altitude, but they're still physically really demanding, to me at least. All right, now need men to go inside that route. That's a really tough corner. How can I be so tight? This line would be so much more easy. Just go straight, pop, 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 pop. Man, this corner is really challenging. Oh, to be heaven sounds familiar too. I think I've ridden it in a race. So many of the tracks down here actually split up at the end. That's one way with sort of a small road gap jump over there. And this is the other way, which seems to be the more official way. The way we came up with a couple of jumps and a berm at the end. And I mean, all these options are good. They're all good parts of the trail. But it kind of annoys me that one track splits up into several. I guess I'm too structured to be able to handle stuff like that. I want one track to be one track, so you know which way to go, so you know which is the Strava segment and everything. I mean, it's great that people are building tracks, so I shouldn't really be complaining, but yeah, the problems of a mountain biker. Too many trails to choose from. All right, so this is kind of a chunky section. Go for the high line. Smooth and nice. Pop, 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 pop. Then make the corner. Okay, cool. Hard terrain to be fast on, especially in the wet. Chunky with some corners and wet roots. Hard to just let go of the brakes and roll over stuff. So I think this is a good thing. Someone building some stuff to take out all the French lines. I mean, it's really tempting to take a French line or just straight line stuff when you're trying to be fast. But also, I mean, it kind of takes the fun out of the trails when they're just straight. Another kind of tricky section in the wet. I mean, if it would be dry, you would just roll straight over it. But today, this stuff is slippy. So the fastest line is probably just jump here and land on that rock down there, or that downslope there. I mean, that would be perfect, but there's also some diagonal routes there. So I think I'm gonna try more, go in the middle here, go kind of fast, so you're not really gonna roll that. You are gonna air it, but not really just go for a big jump, but air over it in the middle, boom, try and make that turn. And that's some other track that's not on trail forks. Yeah, that's what's so cool with this place. There's tracks all over. I think only half of them are on trail forks. All right, OTB heaven. Didn't seem to be that OTB-ish to me though, but I guess maybe it was built in an era with 26ers or something. And then I guess that all the chunk down there would be much more OTB-ish. Ah. All right, on the outside. Yep, nice little track. Like that one. This is the option I was talking about. With the road gap. It's not the biggest road gap ever, but it's a road gap. Let's see if we can send it. I kinda cleared it. No, I'm not happy with that. Let's do it again. All right. Let's see if we can clear that. Let's call it a road, even though it's more of a path. Yep. Nice. All right. Let's go up again, see what we can find. So here comes a part that's a bit tricky. Nah, I don't think it is. It's just a roll. What about this part? You don't want your front wheel slipping on those. Oh, here's some other trail. There's trails all over. So I'm not sure if this is, or it isn't a marked trail. It's just trails. We'll see. Did I go the right way? Yeah, I think so. Okay, coming into the steep part. Whoopsie. Those Burmy corner stuff I was talking about. Man, I suck at this. I really need to practice it. Awkward section. Oop, tight stuff. Unfortunately, that's it for today. I'm out of time. I gotta come back here though. I think there are probably just as many trails as I did today to do. So I gotta find those. And then I guess I gotta try and get some speed on these trails, because speed wasn't there today. I'm definitely coming back here.